Well, here we are the day before Well, alright then. Hi, how are ya? It is the Troubadork Show with me. I'm Tobias the Adequate, and I'm dressed entirely inappropriate for the season. Well, at least not so inappropriate for here in Texas, as it has a tendency to hover in the 70s, 80s, 100s. And once again, the little sensor thingy that tells me how many people are watching goes completely sideways and lies to me. So I will just have to take it on faith that there's someone out there watching this. Whether you're watching it now, while I'm doing it live, or you're going back and watching it, because I do see people actually watch this thing later, and that gives me hope for the future, frankly. Otherwise, I am just vox clamatia in deserto, which is Latin for a voice crying in the desert, as opposed to vox clamatia in dessert cart, which is a man shouting into a sheet cake. So, anyway, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Welcome to the day before Thanksgiving. We are having a very quiet Thanksgiving here at the Adequate household. Going to be working on doing some more demolition on the back deck, which was falling apart anyway. And we are probably going to have a very, very simple Thanksgiving dinner. Or 2 or 3 of them, honestly. Because, well, we have a plague. So there you go. I am going to play some things that I have not played recently. And I am going to try and play them properly. So those are our 2 challenges here. And the first one that I am going to do, because after all, the standard disclaimer applies, I am not very good at this. The first song that we are going to do is one that was inspired by Richard, one of my Patreon peeps, who actually proposed writing a song about Teppo, one of the folks who watches this. He's a guy who watches this from Helsinki. He is our man in Finland. And I wrote it, and then Teppo joined the Patreon, and I don't think the two are related. I'm not sure. This is the beginning of the Tobias Learns Funky New Chord Structures. D minor, A7. Mute and F, A7. Yeah. Mute and F, A7, D minor, A7, D6, A, D6, A, D6, A, and then C. Cold nights, old days, up north, just a ways, flying cyclist through the dawn, got his goggles and his helmet on. Aw, man in Finland. Aw, man in Finland. The chords have kind of a Dire Straits vibe to it. No more days sitting round. Gotta get up, head into town, find the way down to the square. Got some Phoenix waiting there. A man in Finland. A man in Finland. Instrumental. There should be a solo here, if I could do that. In the tights, then ride off into Helsinki's night. Cause our need, not the plan. All Helsinki respects the man. A man in Finland. A man in Finland. Still got some rough spots in it. A lot of it is that I'm, deliberately or not, syncopating the words to the strum pattern. The strum pattern is actually fairly simple. It's in But basically, when you're watching me do this show, you're watching me rehearse. And fallible as I am, I'm still hoping that it's at least mildly entertaining and enjoyable for y'all. That is Our Man in Finland. I'm still liking that song a great deal. I'm enjoying that a lot. Teppo actually reminded me that there's effectively at least a Helsinki-based trio of songs in my repertoire now, all of which I've written. Our Man in Finland, Snowing in Helsinki, which he inspired actually because he posted a picture of it snowing at a train station in Helsinki, and the Hasselhoff Ballad, which is set in Helsinki. I was gambling in Helsinki. Theoretically, Kaiju coffee falls into that because of the heroic amounts of coffee that are consumed by Finns. We'll see how that goes. The next song is a song that I wrote as a filk, and it is a song that has a riff in it, which is my nemesis. And if you've been around and seen it, me perform this before, you know exactly how exciting it can be when I attempt this riff. This is one of those songs that I enjoy playing, and I can play everything except for the riff consistently. I'm going to try and relax, chill out, and do the riff properly. My God. Make sure I can remember how to do it now that I've talked it all up. Okay, we're going to try this. Renaissance minstrel, minstrel, minstrel. I pray of thee, my Lord, will you hear this song? It took me years to write, but will not take too long. It's based on a sonnet by a man named Kit, and I need a patron, so I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. There's a lovely saga of a wandering knight, and his lady's love keeps him up at night. His son's a lowly squire to schlepping swords. 'Tis a steady job, but he longs to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. Minstrel, minstrel. 'Tis 100 verses, give or take a few. I'll be writing more in a week or two. I could make it Latin if you like the sound. Set to Sir Summit, and I long to be a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. If you do enjoy it, I could sing it there. I get so tired of wandering from fair to fair. If you must return it, send it to the king. He'll just put his name on it and call himself a Renaissance minstrel. Renaissance minstrel. try to end this gracefully, minstrel. There we go. That was reasonable. The riff, I can play the riff when I'm relaxed. When I get into performance mode, it can be a little challenging, and I think it's just a matter of exposure. It's just like doing, do you know my friend from Fair, which I can do that picking pattern now almost in my sleep, and I think I have once. But, you know, this band needs practice. That's before I came up with "And the Valiant Attempt" as the name for my backing band. This band needs practice was going to be the name of the backing group, and may still be. At least it's honest. The next song is another filk, and this one I wound up writing and forgetting about. This happens a lot, and I was only reminded of it thanks to Facebook's memories. Tobias, yeah, it's Tobias the Adequate and the Valiant Attempt. That's exactly how that would go. That's it, facts right there. This one is based off Closing Time. I wrote this back in 2019, apparently, and I checked it, and 2018, sorry. My notes actually tell me when I did it, because otherwise I will never remember. Then I went and looked up the chords, and was like, oh, wow, I really want to perform this one, so we're going to see how it goes. Cthulhu time, time for you to call out all of the shambling horrors. Cthulhu time, time for all the fish people to crawl out upon every shore. Cthulhu time, time for all the madness to be unleashed upon all of the world. Cthulhu time, the many-sided ones come to eat every boy and every girl. Yeah, I know who I want to end the world. I know who I want to end the world. I know who I want to end the world, end the world. Cthulhu time, time for all the formless ones to break the minds of you and I. Cthulhu time, we may all go crazy, but I'm not certain that we will all die. So gather up the cultists, open up the grimoire. I hope he eats us very last. Cthulhu time, time to name the nameless ones to get up and have their breakfast. Yeah, I know who I want to end the world. I know who I want to end the world. I know who I want to end the world, end the world. Cthulhu time. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. More or less. That one again. These are songs I haven't done very much, and it shows, but that's okay. That's okay, and it's just the way that some kind of works out. This, I appear to be going kind of fast here, and that's probably part of the issue. I can pad for time. I wrote a song a little bit ago, not a couple of days ago, as a matter of fact, and so this will be like bonus track stuff. This is a song that I wrote. Oh, and I managed to completely lose it now. Fantastic. Oh, what's it? You know, the biggest problem here is that I try very hard to come up with this. Where are these songs? There it is. I put it somewhere and I couldn't find it. Of course I couldn't find it. Why would I? And the best part about this whole thing is that when I look it up, I can't actually read the bloody thing because there's a problem with Evernote. Yes! This would be our official technical foo-for-all. So let me see if I can bring it up on my phone, because I do want to play the song, if only because playing the song will be amusing for some of us. Probably me, and like one of the 3 people that watches this thing on a regular basis. All right. Yes, watch closely the creative process as it goes horribly awry. Horribly awry. Horribly awry. You gonna come up on my phone now, or are you gonna be broken more? Ah, there it is. Weirdness. All right. So, I am now going to attempt to play this song from the notes I have on my tiny phone. It was in a safe place. That's right. Oh, this song is redundant. Redundant this song is. The verse just sounds like the other one because that's what it is. There are many songs that sound this way, but this song is the most. Because this song is redundant of its redundancy, I'll boast. Oh, this song is redundant. Redundant this song is. This verse sounds like the other one because that's what it is. There are many songs that sound this way, but this song is the most. Cause this song is redundant of its redundancy, I'll boast. Oh, I'll stop. I don't want to do that to you for too long. It literally, this is the song you can sing to get chased out of places. We'll go on singing it just because, yes. Oh, now, amusingly enough, my friend Claire replied to that with a Pedantic Song, which goes, this song is pedantic. Well, technically it isn't. A better word is out there. It'll take me just a minute, or really not a minute. Be afraid, cause time cannot be known, or rather it can be measured, but not until the song is done. Oh, this song is pedantic. Actually, that's not it quite. This song is particular, cause it wants to get things right. Technically, a song wants nothing, so that's a word I shouldn't have used. If you're like me, you'll quickly see it's a game I'm gonna lose. This song is pedantic if you don't mind vague use of terms. There are better words, but they won't be heard because they do not fit this tune and don't rhyme. We run into a problem now where the words do not quite rhyme. Well, so some songs use that technique, so I guess it's gonna turn out fine. Thank you for the awkwardly pedantic song. And having done that, now I feel like I'm comfortable enough to go to what will officially be the final song in the set of the songs for the stuff before Thanksgiving Day, and it is Kaiju Coffee, because I like ending with Kaiju Coffee. It's a good closer song, and I think that's useful. If for no other reason than it's just fun to be able to do a song about giant monsters and caffeine. Let's be honest about it. It's entertaining. It's fun for me. It's fun for y'all. And it plugs Cat's Cafe, which is a really fun webcomic and incredibly wholesome, and I would heartily recommend that you check it out. Let's try this. Yeah. Kaiju Cafe, rising up from the deep. Kaiju Cafe, helps them not fall asleep. From the depths of the sea to the city downtown, Kaiju gotta get up and start rolling around. But that decades-long slumber is real hard to shake off. What they need is a gallon of that bubbly black stuff. Kaiju Cafe, rising up from the deep. Kaiju Cafe, helps them not fall asleep. Just because you're a giant don't mean that you don't have needs. Sometimes some liquid ambition helps you perform great deeds. You gotta level a city first thing in the AM. You'll need a tankard-sized latte, get you going again. Kaiju Cafe, rising up from the deep. Kaiju Cafe, helps them not fall asleep. Giant robots need fuel, and then a kaiju does too. You gotta have a big goat from 10 gallons of brew. Kaiju cannot breathe fire if the stove isn't lit. Chuck on a macchiato, and that flame will not quit. Kaiju Cafe, Rising up from the deep, Kaiju. Kaiju coffee helps them not fall asleep, Kaiju. There we go. Woo! You know, that is kind of like audio caffeine for me, because when I get done playing that song, I feel like I have slammed down at least a Diet Coke's worth of caffeine. I don't drink coffee. It makes me excitable. I'll give you a moment to let that sink in. And yes, the ship's name is the Espresso, which is really adorable in and of itself. And so here we are at the end of another Troubadork non-commute show. Show number 142. Speaking of 142, if you happen to be a fortunate individual who either has a Amazon Prime subscription or knows someone who does, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy original BBC television series is available on Amazon Prime. And I started rewatching it. I actually ran into the books way back in the late 70s when I got Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and the other books in the series at the time through the Science Fiction Book Club. Back in the day when there was no internet and there was no giant bookstores, and you either went to a bookstore, had your mom take you to a bookstore, or you sent a coupon from the Science Fiction and Fantasy magazine that you got, digest-sized thing, and they would send you books until your parents caught on. So it's worth checking out, as always. Douglas Adams, I know that he is an atheist. I personally am an agnostic, which means I don't know what I believe, but I do believe that he is one of my personal atheist saints, and I think he'd be amused by that. I really do. All right, well, let's do the things. All the paperwork we got to do over here. First and foremost, of course, tip jar is over here. PayPal.com/theadequate, Venmo @theadequate. Amusingly enough, one of the directors I've had for the Getting Punched in the Face show back in 2018 told me that they say you have to expose something, you have to advertise something 7 times before it sticks in people's minds. But all the people that watch this, you already know this stuff, but we're going to go through it anyway. And I want to thank my Patreon peeps. Well, you know who you are, and so do I, because you're over here. And that's Chris and Teppo and Shane Cascuro and Linda and Ann and Stephen and Rob and Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene for being my party on, party down Patreon patron peoples. Without y'all, I would not have the equipment that I have for this show, and any money that comes in goes right back into perpetuating this silliness. Hosting theadequate.com, cameras, stream decks, ukulele strings, talent, that sort of thing. And in exchange for which you get stuff, I think, Tom, you've gotten the ebook, I hope. And the button should be showing up in your mailbox any minute now if it hasn't already gone out. Teppo, I have no idea how that stuff's going to get to you through Finland. I'm trying to use stamps.com. And they do something really clever where you actually mail it off to a place in Los Angeles, and they handle all the international shipping. So we'll see. You probably get an email letting you know it's on its way. Or that has, in fact, been eaten by a squid. Either way. Archives and stuff. Facebook.com and Twitch.tv/TobiasTheAdequate. The Twitch page holds 2 weeks' worth of shows. Facebook you can find all the Tobias stuff there. YouTube.com/MPLEGARE. The Troubadork playlist is caught up to last week, but you can go to the videos and see everything that comes up there. I finally put the SoundCloud in because this is where I put a lot of stuff that I can't play live, including 30 to 50 Feral Hogs, the 4-part harmony version of Reaver Johnny Reaver, Ham, very topical because this is Thanksgiving coming up, a number of other things like that, and you can check that out. Ask Philo, of course, will be dropping on Friday. That's at anchor.fm/theadequate, or wherever you can get the Adequate podcast, including Spotify. So it's practically impossible to say you can't get the Adequate podcast. And if you do listen to one, I get a penny. At this point, I do have enough money almost to get a burrito platter. So, dreams do come true. I'm living proof. That's everything. I'm not sure about tomorrow. I think I may do the show. I may completely freestyle it. I may just riff and see what happens. I want to thank all 3 of you for watching live, and I want to thank those of you who are going to click in on this, even if you don't watch it all the way to the end, because I know the way the world works. Y'all being there to watch this gives me a reason to do this. So if y'all don't watch, then I just sit here all alone by myself until my wife drags me away to go do something productive. So, I think that's it. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a good Thanksgiving. In the United States, if you celebrate Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, have a good Thursday. You know. Y'all have been wonderful human beings once again. I have been Tobias the Adequate. And once again, I thank you for encouraging my behavior. And I will see you next time.